Okay, I received reports that all of the PCs in the classroom were not responding to Netop, and when I came downstairs I found that the results were actually much better than that. It was only one or two that were not responding to Netop at a time. So I added some patches which I think should also fix that, and I'm making a quick video to tell you that I have 4 tips on how to make Netop run better in your classroom sessions. The first tip is that you should turn on the PCs before the students get here, and the reason is if they turn on and sit untouched at the logon prompt, then all of the PCs should have a much better network connection when the students finally come in to actually log in. Alright, so the second tip after you've turned on all the PCs is the Re-Announce Class button. Now, the Re-Announce Class button, we all know who've used Netop before, and it just simply re-announces, tells any student PCs that aren't logged in to connect to Netop. Now you can tell on Netop, on this column, you'll see a red X next to any PC that's not connected. And you can see that the list is fairly long. There's a couple of numbers which don't show on the screen unless you scroll down the list, unfortunately. That's just the way it's set up. And right now you can see I have a blue bar next to every unit. That means they're all connected. Alright, so the Re-Announce Class button, if you press it, you'll see the red X's flash for a bit, and usually it takes longer than that. It really did it quickly this time to get everyone reconnected again with the blue bar next to them. And you may not be able to see it on the camera, but the Re-Announce button is grayed out until it's finished doing its re-announce work. And then when you point your mouse pointer over it, you can see it will highlight. Alright, so the Re-Announce Class button that we all know should reconnect anything that's not connected. The third tip is the Select All groups before you take any actions with the group. So once you have them connected the way you want to, if you want to demonstrate your screen, if you want to use the image over their screen to prevent them from taking an action, as you can see, that's the image which prevents them from working, etc. and so forth under default image. I'm going to click on it again to stop that, and you can see that they're back to the message. Alright, and all is still selected down here in groups. So we're just going to demonstrate the screen. You can see that it's working on all of the units out there. Alright, so I'm going to come down to the toolbar and end session on the demonstrate screen. Now there's one thing else. The fourth tip I have for you is that sometimes if you were demonstrating, say, perhaps to one unit, that unit might be busy doing what you said. In this case, I have clicked the default image, but not all of them were selected. You see a little lock icon there. Now I can't do anything to the rest of the group until I've stopped that demonstrate from the previous session. Well, there's a little button next to Re-Announce Class which says Stop. Clicking that Stop button means now I can select all groups and once again move to demonstrate to show my screen. So the 4 tips are: turn on the PCs before your class begins, use the Re-Announce Class button to make sure that all of your PCs connect. Before you take any actions, click on the Groups All button to select all. And if you can't get Demonstrate to work, check to see if this Stop button needs to be clicked on to clear your previous action. So the Stop button will fix a previous action. If you do all 4 of those things, the PCs should run great with Netop. So far so good anyway, and the worst you might get is 1 or 2 that don't cooperate. And please report those directly to us when you get those uncooperative stations. I'll come down and have a look and see if we can make it even better.